everybody, it's Friday, February 29th. This is In Place News LiTE for Vlogs, Blogs, and Players. Player, I'm Nar Williams. Wow, massive explosion. It just blew off the top of a shopping plaza yesterday in Waukegan, Illinois. Police say at least 8 were injured. 5 of those were taken to a hospital. As of now, no fatalities.
The roof was lifted and walls were collapsed in the back of the building.
Investigators believe it may have been a gas leak that caused this massive explosion at a suburban Chicago shopping plaza.
I was eating with my friends at lunch and all you hear was a big explosion.
The devastation was widespread, but witnesses say firefighters responded immediately.
No sooner he gets there than the flames started, they headed out.
The blast rocked several buildings, injuring at least 8 people. 5 were taken to a nearby medical center, but no life-threatening injuries have been reported. Emergency responders were initially told that there were numerous casualties, but
these were all mannequins that the tuxedo shop was using for their tuxedos. So, yeah, there was a little panic.
Some nearby shop owners report smelling gas in the past couple of days. The local gas company here is investigating what could have caused the possible leak.
And as we go along in there, we have to take and make the scene safe.
Mike Gracia, The Associated Press.
Always eager to play the role of town idiot, President Bush shrugged off the latest worrying economic numbers. He says he doesn't think America's headed for a recession. And Fed Chief Ben Bernanke says inflation's still under control. You know, I'm starting to think that these are the only 2 people in America that believe the economy isn't heading for a recession. That is, if it's not in one already.
It's the latest sign the economy's in a tailspin. Growth figures showing a near stall at the end of last year as damage from the housing slump spreads to other sectors. President Bush acknowledges a slowdown, but as he met with top advisors, he said it does not mean a recession's coming.
We're going to do just fine. This is a resilient economy. We've got good, hard-working people in America. The entrepreneurial spirit is strong. And we'll make it through this period, just like we made it through other periods of uncertainty during my presidency.
But the figures also show a worrying spurt in inflation, which has some fearing a return of that 70s monster, stagflation. On Capitol Hill, the head of the Fed downplayed stagflation talk.
I don't anticipate stagflation. I don't think we're anywhere near the situation that prevailed in the 1970s. I do expect inflation to come down. If it doesn't, we will have to react to it.
Meantime, the president's counting on rebate checks he and Congress have agreed on to give the economy the boost it needs. But with those not shipping till May, some lawmakers want a second stimulus plan featuring a rush of spending on roads and bridges. Bush doesn't think much of that idea.
Stimulus package 2 and all that stuff. Why don't we let stimulus package 1, which seemed like a good idea at the time, have a chance to kick in.
However, many economists fear those checks will arrive too late for those who've lost jobs, and many Americans won't spend enough to give hard-pressed businesses a lift. Which leaves the president in the position of a missile commander who's fired at a distant and fast-moving target. He's hoping rebate checks that won't hit the economy till late spring will blast a recession some economists think may have already arrived. Mark Smith, The Associated Press, the White House.
Taking advantage of President Bush's latest Tweedledum moment, Senator Barack Obama responded, slamming Bush and John McCain on the economy, saying that it was a failure in leadership.
We are not standing on the brink of a recession because of forces out of our control. I think that's very important to understand. This was not an inevitable part of the business cycle. It was a failure of leadership in Washington.
Here's a story sure to send every conservative radio nut job into a ballistic rant. Not that that's not what they do every day anyway. Republican presidential hopeful Senator John McCain called himself a liberal on Thursday. I think he got a little ahead of himself when he's contrasting himself with the Democratic candidates. Let's take a look.
And I want to assure you that I have, in this primary and in my past election campaigns and in this one, I will conduct a respectful debate. Now, it'll be dispirited. It'll be spirited because there are stark differences. I'm a proud conservative, liberal, conservative Republican. Hello, easy there.
Let's hear that again.
And I want to assure you that I have, in this primary and in my past election campaigns and in this one, I will conduct a respectful debate. Now, it'll be dispirited. It'll be spirited because there are stark differences. I'm a proud conservative, liberal, conservative Republican. Hello, easy there.
And finally today, the FBI has begun investigating whether Roger Clemens lied to Congress when he denied taking steroids. He should consult his impressive legal team, then maybe consult with recently indicted Barry Bonds and Marion Jones.
The FBI is launching an investigation into pitching great Roger Clemens. At the heart of the matter is whether he lied when he testified under oath before a House committee that he never used performance-enhancing drugs as alleged in the Mitchell report.
I've been accused of something I'm not guilty of. How do you prove a negative?
However, others, including pitcher Andy Pettit and Clemens' former trainer Brian McNamee, told the same committee that Clemens had used steroids and human growth hormones. And it's that contradiction that led the chairman of the committee and its ranking Republican to ask federal officials to see if he committed perjury. Clemens isn't commenting on the matter now. However, at the time, he dismissed what Pettit said about him as simple miscommunication.
I believe Andy has misheard, Mr. Congressman, on his comments about myself using HGH, which never happened.
Clemens is currently in Florida helping the Houston Astros. However, the owner of the team now says he may reconsider the 10-year personal contract the team has with the 7-time Cy Young Award winner. Dave Lebeski, The Associated Press.
Thanks for joining me today, guys, and make sure you subscribe to our IPN Live videos. I'm Nar Williams. For live streaming news every day, check out InPlaceNews.com and download our slick player so you can get the news all day without having to go through your internet browser. Just click on the download button here. You'll get an icon on your desktop player. When you click on it, it's going to open a live streaming window right on your desktop. This has been IPN LiTE for blogs, vlogs, and players. Player!